Wow, you guys, Liz Cheney has an insane meltdown on live television. You have to check this out.
Liz Cheney tweeting her reaction to Donald Trump's win just moments ago. Here's what she says, quote, "Our nation's democratic system functioned last night, and we have a new president-elect. All Americans are bound, whether we like the outcome or not, to accept the results of our elections. We now have a special responsibility as citizens of the greatest nation on earth to do everything we can to support and defend our Constitution, preserve the rule of law, and ensure that our institutions hold over these coming 4 years. Citizens across this country, our courts, members of the press, and those serving in our federal, state, and local governments must now be the guardrails of democracy." So, of course, Liz Cheney had devoted herself to preventing Donald Trump from ever entering the White House again. But the Never Trump movement inside the Republican Party, honestly, not borne out here today.
Bang up job. I mean,
Before we keep going, guys, I want you to hit the like button right now, and I want to thank you for all your support and thank you for going out and make sure you voted. Let's keep going, guys.
this Never Trump whole complex that grew over the last several years, nothing has ever failed as hard in politics as this. The Lincoln Project, all these people that built millions upon millions upon millions of dollars from Democratic donors, and all the eggs that was put in this basket. The split was amazing. Trump got like 94% of Republicans. I don't think they accomplished anything except probably build a bunch of beach houses. That's about what they did. Republicans being lectured to, condescended to, browbeaten by all these folks over the last. I mean, look, at some juncture, it's okay if we have different opinions about the election. You don't have to beat people to death over it. And the more you do that, the more it drives people away. Total failure.
So I think we gotta. I think it's important to level set that the statement that Liz Cheney is making in the Trump era is an important one. Now you can argue that politically the Never Trump effort
And
failed.
actually, let me
but
pause you
Donald
for
Trump
one
had-
second, because there is a difference between Donald Trump and the Lincoln Project and what happened with Liz Cheney, which was a break that occurred after January 6th.
Yes, and you can't. I mean, Scott, you can't pretend that Donald Trump has not spent a lot of his time and energy trying to convince the American people that the electoral system in this country is rigged, and that's before you even get to January 6th. I'm gonna give you the political ramification. I'm gonna let you have that argument. It is incredibly important for people to say our systems will hold, our institutions will hold, our elections are free and fair. Even if we don't like the outcome, we have to abide by them. And you cannot pretend in the Donald Trump era that that's not an important thing to say.
I was happy to say these things before we knew the outcome.
Guys, I think we already knew Liz Cheney was the biggest traitor. We already knew she was a traitor. I don't know why her opinion matters so much. I don't know why CNN, this horrible news network wants to report this. We already know they try to spread hate. Their hate is not going any farther anymore because we know who's going to be in office, right? uh, just thank you guys. We the people made sure Trump got in office. No one was falling for the stuff Kamala Harris was trying to pull on us. No one was falling for it. She'll wave with this hand and hit you with this one. Let me make sure I got that. She'll wave with this hand and she'll hit you with this one. That's Kamala for you. But hey, guys, we got in there. Let's keep going. I don't want to talk too much.
Outcome of the election. I will just point out in our own exit polling on the issue of democracy, 73% of the people said they thought democracy was threatened, and they split evenly between the two campaigns, 49 to 49. And so,
Well, that's probably because Donald Trump spent a lot of time telling a lot of people
Yes.
not to trust our democracy, no?
Yeah. Which goes to, I hear you and Republicans making the argument that Trump won on this kind of like fundamentally unifying message. I would sincerely hope that he uses this moment to remind people, reassure people that our elections are free and fair in this country. He wields an enormous amount of power. He has a loyal following. I'm not saying I believe that he will, unfortunately. But he wields an enormous amount of influence.
Guys, these people can't even keep their show in order. Why should we listen to them? And they said it. People are not going to always agree on certain things. I may like blue, someone may like green. You know what I mean? So someone may like the color black. I may like white. I mean, people just it's weird I use those two colors, but people are just not always going to agree on certain things. So why are you trying to make me vote for someone like Kamala? Most of the Kamala people don't want to do research enough into the Republican Party. If you did your research into the Republican Party, you would know But I'm not going to get mad at you just because you voted for Kamala. Hey, I wish you did more research. I pray for you. I wish the best for you, but I'm not going to be like the Kamala supporters that throw hate at the Republicans. That's not me, and that's never been me. So I'll keep telling you guys. I don't want to keep pausing it, but I've been telling you for a while. I see right through this stuff now, and I thank you guys for your educating comments that you leave.
And he should use it for good.
But I don't
think
think
that
he
there
will.
is the-
I doubt he will,
What's the-
unfortunately.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even
okay.
hear you over there. Go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry, Karen.
No, unfortunately, just as his previous term, I don't think that he will. I think we already have the evidence that he won't. And I think look, he just ran a very divisive campaign, and he ran it in an environment where, I think one of the things we will be looking at, just as after 2016, we were looking at the resources that were saying that it was about, cultural anxiety and people feeling anxious about their place in a changing world. We got to look at what the gender divide really means in this country. And that's not by exit polls. I'm not talking about the surface, but there is something else that is happening in this country that Donald Trump, I think, because he's very good at this, he tapped into it with men in the I hear you, I see you. I think some of it is, part of the aftermath of the Me Too movement, where there were a lot of men who felt like there just wasn't a place for them. Like they maybe weren't Harvey Weinstein, but they felt like, so what is appropriate? And I think they did feel kind of left out. So I think there are two levels of this, right? I think Donald Trump is going to continue to be very divisive. I think Liz Cheney's comment is incredibly important because the rule of law will matter. And I think part of what she's saying is somebody, we the people, are going to have to keep him in check. And I think there are other currents going on in the country.
That makes no sense because, like I said before, we the people are the ones that put Donald Trump in office. We voted for him. And this guy went through all types of stuff. Assassination attempts, court cases. People, the Me Too movement happened to him. People were just throwing stuff at this man and trying to tarnish his name, but he still prevailed and he won. And I always say it. America is not divided by race or religion. It's divided by intelligence. And this just shows you why. The guy just became president-elect, and you're trying to make it seem like, oh, he's been in office. Why are we not talking about Kamala Harris? She's been in 3.5 years. Why are we not talking about her? And everybody knows the vice president doesn't have a say-so in what goes on. So what? She's supposed to sit there, look cute? I mean, come on. She can't answer a single question. Man, what are we doing? America, this is the time for us to be together. Why are we trying to divide each other? Why are we making this a gender, a race? Why are we doing this? This is the time for us to stick together. We know who our president-elect is. We know he could boom the economy. Come on, man. What are we doing?
That certainly Democrats would ignore at our peril.
So, like we said, I think, when you see movement and as many places as we saw, it's something structural. People are saying they were unhappy with the way things were going in the country, economically, the border, crime. They want Trump to fix it. They were also saying whether you're talking about focus groups or reporters out talking to people, there were a significant number of voters who would say, when hearing the most extreme things Trump is talking about, we got through the first term and none of these things happened. So 11% of voters who said Trump was too extreme voted for him. That is the bet they are making. So we're going to find out. I mean, is Robert F. Kennedy Jr. going to be in control of public health and challenging vaccine mandates in the states? Donald Trump said in an interview with Time magazine that he believes he has the right to fire a U.S. attorney who will not start an investigation of someone he wants to be investigated, whether there's any evidence or not. Mass deportation. All of these things, did he mean them? And if he does them, will the voters who said, I'm annoyed that gas and groceries are so much, stay on board? We may or may not find out.
That's my point, and that's what I was attempting to piggyback on what Kate was talking about, because what did they say? Past is prologue, right? And this man is 78 years old. And I know that one of the reasons this election went the way that it did is...
Guys, this is simply just simple. This is simple CNN, guys. We've been doing this. We've been seeing the bias reporting forever. I'm telling you guys, I wish Trump could get in office today and not tomorrow, not January. I wish it was today, because Thanksgiving's coming up, Christmas is coming up. These are things I want to celebrate and be able to afford and be able to treat the people around me, and they could return the favor. But with the economy and her still and Biden still in there, what are we even doing, guys? I want you guys to hit the like button right now. Be sure to comment, subscribe if you're new, and as always, let me know what you react to. We're out.